Good afternoon. It is September 8th, 2025, and today we had a range day. Uh, Prices opened yesterday here. They gapped down and made a strong move up, and we just kind of ranged after that. Um, let's take a look at the daily chart. So today, yeah, a range day. It closed near its high. Uh, the market just opened and it opened higher. There's last week's bar. Here's this week's bar so far. And the monthly chart, September, looking bullish so far. Um, so it looks off the top of, you know, as you're looking at it, it looks like there are some good entries here. So let's take a look at them. So you come in and the bias is up, but it doesn't really look like there is many opportunities to get long. I'd probably be looking at this as a level of support here. So what time is 5 o'clock? 5 o'clock, you're bouncing right here. So you make a double bottom and it bounces. Uh, can you take this short? I mean, I don't see why you can't. Eh. Problem is it's pretty big and there doesn't look like there's a lot of room back to the EMA. So you got exactly 5 ticks, not the greatest. I would probably when it ticks higher, if you want to go short, maybe drop an order below this one. Oops. Then we bounce down here, come back up. I like this one. And again, this is a range. You probably want to enter with limit orders anyway. We bounce right here. Again, even though you get a good signal bar to go long on a stop order, you probably want to be entering on limit orders. Limit order here is fine. Limit order to sell here is fine. Limit order to buy here is fine. And you're just flip-flopping. So when it breaks, you can see people dropped limit orders here and it failed and it went lower and then it went sideways. So I think a limit order in this area is completely fine and even a strong buy. You can see we get a big trend bar here. There's a gap between the high of this bar and the low of this bar. So this big trend bar creates a gap right there. We get a little momentum, break out to the high side. You can see that's a spike in channel. Probably to like the close of this body, from the close of this body. And so we're in this trend here. When you get a break and you get a move to a new high, I think this is a very reasonable place to go short. Could you argue for this lower high? I think you could argue for it to test this level of support, but it breaks right through it, bounces. We get a lower high overall, lower high, and then you get a lower high after that one. And I think this is, even on a stop order, I think this is a great entry. Then you get a failed second entry long right there. I think that's a great entry. Then you get a two-legged pullback here. Not the best entry here, but you can argue for it. You're going into the center of a range, so it's not the greatest. Again, we are going to the bottom of the range. You can drop a limit order here, especially this kind of looks like it's a vacuum test to the low. That's risky though, because there's not really much signs of bull strength. I mean, we had a nice strong leg right here. I don't think you want to buy or sell any of this. We break out to the low side. Again, if you buy a limit order here, you can see it probably gets a scalp here, and then people take profits, and then it bounces. And maybe you buy here when you see some bull strength. Comes back down here, and you get a couple higher lows, so maybe you buy with a limit order here or here. I don't think you want to buy here because you don't know it's going to bounce. But here, And if you buy here on a limit order, your risk is right there. It's low risk. That's why people like that. Bounces, and that's really all you get for today. So I thought I went quick. We're still at 5 minutes though. That's all I got. I hope everyone had a good day. I'll be back tomorrow.